Tony Abbott's targeted a coal mining electorate in Labor's heartland on the first day after the official unveiling of the carbon tax. The move's aimed at convincing uneasy Labor MPs to help him defeat the tax. But tonight, a group of government backbenchers from mining seats are standing firm behind the Prime Minister. They've issued a statement expressing full support for the controversial carbon plan, part of a political struggle that's assuming all the proportions of an election campaign. Here's our political correspondent Tommy Gooden in Canberra.
Effectively, the starter's gun has gone off.
The Prime Minister's got a year to make her unpopular carbon tax a reality.
Hi, how are you? Michelle. Nice to meet you.
Today, her campaign machine swung into action in suburban Sydney.
Most of you will be able to fit in the room in here, but it will be quite cosy in there.
Once inside, the biscuits were waiting, so was the media, and a made-for-TV family chat.
I suppose the more we've learned about the factual side of it, the more it's kind of, well, this is something that we need to do.
There wasn't much chance of an upset.
I mean, I suppose I grew up in a Labor family, but that doesn't mean I need to vote that way.
At the local shopping centre, an unscripted vote of support.
Julia, good on you for the carbon tax. Well done with the carbon tax.
Thank you.
Her main selling point's income tax cuts to offset increased prices caused by the carbon tax. 4 million low-income earners will be overcompensated.
So you'll come out with a bit more money around.
Stick to your word, mate.
I will.
Middle-income earners get a smaller tax cut.
Around 6 million households will come out effectively square.
For the rest, family budgets will take a hit, but the Prime Minister says they can afford it.
That's what it's all about. It's all about taking pollution out of our atmosphere because that is driving global warming, dangerous global warming.
This is an attack on aspiration. This is an attack on the aspirational classes of our country.
Tony Abbott's media strategy's been the same for months.
I'm sorry I didn't get a chance to go underground today.
Today he was back in a coal mine in a Labor electorate.
I know many of you guys probably in the past have not thought all that much of the coalition.
He's hoping to change that through his pledge to destroy the carbon tax.
I mean, I have dedicated my political life, whatever's left of it, to stopping this carbon tax.
You know the Greens want to close down all coal mines, OK? That's fair income. You've seen it. They've said it. That means nobody in this room's got a job.
The emissions-intensive steel industry's also in Labor heartland, and the government wants a support package for it.
Difficult situation for the Greens because, the steel industry's not been one of our biggest supporters.
But the Greens leader's indicating he might support the package anyway.
And I'm saying this to Tony Abbott, if you're going to let down that part of your own constituency, I'll go and talk to the steel industry. I'll go to Whyalla, I'll go to Wollongong, I'll go to meet the workers in the steel industry.
Let's put the boot on the other foot. Will Julia Gillard be going to Whyalla? Will Julia Gillard be going to Port Kembla? I tell you where she'll be going. She'll be going to university campuses. That's where she'll be going.
But Wayne Swan chose a different location.
Fired the starter's gun on getting the investment into renewable energy so we can develop the solar, the wind, geothermal energy.
The Treasurer's gone back on previous statements that the carbon tax would be revenue neutral.
There are upfront costs, but through the surplus years there's a minor call on the surplus.
This man is not fit to be the Treasurer. He can't count.
That one got the crowd baying for more.
What is the coalition going to do to try and stop the people of Australia taking up arms for their steel government?
I can perfectly understand your anger, but we are a peace-loving nation.
And no day of campaigning would be complete without a gaffe, this one from one of the government's better performers.
Okay, how much will you raise? So that's the answer. I think it's about 18 billion from memory over the Fords.
Okay. I'm sure it's not 21 billion?
21. You might be right.
It's 21 billion, John. I'm not the finance minister, but...
OK.
The net hit...
I read the documents.
It's actually closer to 25 billion, but who's counting? This battle to the death debate will come down to whether or not voters will be convinced that the government's plan will clean up the atmosphere without costing them their job or a significant slice of their income. Tom Miggleton, Late Line.